We've had many times when security officers, and I'm sure many of you in a medical setting, when somebody's upset, is hard to calm down, and you have to maintain your own calm, including especially your voice. You want to speak in a moderated tone. You want to talk too fast. They're not going to be able to perhaps comprehend or process it all. It just becomes a blur. And especially the tone and the volume. You never want to sound condescending, or you never want to sound that you're that they're not important in any way. So again, that goes back to the name, identifying yourself, what your role is and your reason. And of course, the volume. The hardest thing to do is keep your volume down when they start escalating their volume. We've all been in those situations. It could be somebody close to us. You could be having an argument with your child or your spouse, and they say something, and then you say something a little louder, and then they say something louder than that, and before you know it, all you're doing is screaming at each other. The volume is really, and sometimes it has to be really a very mindful thing. The very powerful thing is, even if you start finding that you're caught up in it, you did escalate your voice, they did escalate your voice, you're ready to do it again, you catch yourself, and then you bring it way down, almost to a whisper. Excuse me, what did you say? By reducing that voice, it's going to make them refocus on what you're saying. And maybe you almost say it so they can't 100% see it, and they hear it, and then they have to ask you to repeat it, because that brings their whole demeanor down a little bit too. And then you can say, "Oh, I'm sorry, let me say that again. Here's what I'm trying to communicate," and you kind of help bring the whole escalation down, because it's not difficult for us to find ourselves in that spiral. Listen empathetically. We want to know what's on their mind. Sometimes we presume that this person's just upset, and maybe they are upset about the wait time, or their treatment plan, or whatever it is that's bothering them. But if we ask the right questions and we do it empathetically, we can say, we can find out what's really bothering them. And doing it in such a way that they know, even if they might not know 100% what it is, and it might be something totally not related to your experience that you're in the moment of. So, for example, we all know that we've had arguments with people that we are close to, and because somebody does some small thing, and that was just the tipping point. Maybe the person's been having a terrible day overall, and then if we listen empathetically, we can oftentimes learn what the problem is, or even get a better idea of what we thought was the problem.